Our economy's growing. Our population's growing. Why? Because of the energy and daring of entrepreneurs that are growing and dominating in the industries of the future. To those with that California derangement syndrome, I'll repeat, it's time to update your talking points.
Gavin Newsom says his state is thriving, but the people with the most skin in the game are heading for the exit. New reporting shows that at least half a dozen billionaires have already left the Golden State. Up to 20 more could be packing their bags as a proposed 5% wealth tax remains on the table. The latest, Google co-founder Larry Page is headed to Miami, Florida. But he's not alone. Peter Thiel, Larry Ellison on the move to red states like Texas and Florida.
Many of these people that are leaving are lifelong Democrats, supporters of the very people in the process that now is turning on them. The exodus from California is millionaires, billionaires, but it's also working people who more and more can't find opportunity.
I appreciate the producers letting me lead these California blocks because I can go right to Taylor on this and say your governor says everything is fine.
Come for me, Brian. I'm ready.
But the billionaires say not so.
The kids are not all right.
We're out of here. So do we all need to update our talking points? Are we all wrong with our
No,
California
follow the money.
Syndrome?
Follow the money. There was a great headline this week where Mitt Romney said he's okay paying more taxes, and he's saying that while pointing all of his fingers at you, right? And that's sort of like what Gavin Newsom is doing. It's all of you need to pay more taxes, but not pointing any fingers at himself. You talk about federalism, Brian. So here's my updated talking point for you. Federalism is great. Capital will go where it's treated best. If you want to stay in California, if that's where you think that you've access to the most talent, to the engineers, to tech, great. You can stay. You can pay this if you are a billionaire. And if you're not interested in that, you have the right to move. And I think we all know on this panel, it's never just a billion. And it's never just a one-time tax.
So, but Jensen Huang, he's pretty rich.
Yeah.
He said he's going nowhere.
That's
Dagan,
fine.
he says he's going nowhere. What do you think?
We love your company. It makes me insane when people say that. That they welcome, he's perfectly fine paying the tax if it becomes law. Because you're essentially saying you think that the government does a better job with your assets, with your money, than you do. That somehow Newsom and California, the politicians, the bureaucrats, would spend that money more effectively and efficiently than you would. That's insane. Just like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett would, talk about their fine paying higher taxes. I worry for the people of California with the wealthy truly leaving, how that's going to hurt them. Because they can't cut spending. That they've tried to dial back some of the Medi-Cal program where they were insuring illegal aliens. They had to put that on pause because they can't afford it. But they're going to end up having to raise taxes on working people who can't afford to leave California potentially. And I feel sorry for them.
I think that's a really good point, Jackie. We have the conversation about the billionaires moving, and that matters. Billionaires matter as much as anyone else. I don't think they matter more than anyone else, but they have a lot of money. But the impact really is not so much on them. They're going to be fine.
Right.
Billionaires are always going to be fine. The question is, what does it do to people without billions? And look, let's face it, who have a much harder time picking up and moving, right? It's hard to vote with your feet when you don't have a lot of resources to make that happen.
Well, I go back to that couple on Fox and Friends a couple of mornings ago that was talking about their business in Santa Monica, their home being burnt down, but that they don't have the funds to leave. And how do you go restart somewhere else? That becomes really difficult for somebody who's a normal, hardworking person. When you talk about the billionaires, though, I think back even just maybe I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago, most of these billionaires would tell you we're fiscally conservative, but we're socially liberal or we're socially moderate. We care about social issues. And I think for the most part they did, because they had so much money. Paying the taxes really wasn't an issue for them. What I think the shift is this change in the Democrat Party, number one, to go so progressive. And I think the wildfires in California are a great example of the state not taking care of things for its people. And the more you see stories like that, you think to yourself, what exactly is going on here? The Minnesota corruption case is another example, and the administration is vowing to go after other states that are facing similar issues as well. So I think the billionaires are stepping back and realizing that this party has gone too far, and it's not necessarily one that they can full on support anymore. I mean, even Jamie Dimon to a certain extent.
Right.
I mean, so you kind of see this shift, and you see them putting their money where their mouth is. And now all of a sudden you want to persecute them with a 5% wealth tax. I mean, that's just the cherry on top of the cake here.
Right.
So when you go too far, you back yourself into a corner, is my view. And there's part of me that says, let them do that. Let them do that in California. Let them do that here in New York City. And they're going to find out the hard way, like in Chicago, for example, that you just destroy everything.
Right. Gary, quick last thought on this one.
The cult bomb mantra, if able, the two most important words. People, business, and capital will flow where they're treated best and where they are respected. They are disrespecting the people that produce the most, create the most, and pay the most taxes at a state that's running massive deficits, where they spent billions on high-speed trains that never came off the ground, billions on homelessness, where they have record homelessness, while I'm in Florida with no state tax and running a surplus. And in Florida, we are getting an influx from these high-tax states that refuse to listen to me. Norway tried a big wealth tax. They lost all their rich and ended up losing like $500 bazillion. Everywhere you try it. And now they're going to go tell the billionaires to go screw. We're taking 5% of your wealth because you're billionaires. It's insanity. And they're all going to leave. And more of the tax base is going to leave, and that means they're going to be running bigger deficits, and all heck continues to break loose in a state like that, which, by the way, go look at the signs of their gas prices versus other states. It's amazing anybody stays there at this point in time. They hate their citizens.
Well, Jensen Huang might be the only one left, but he might get lonely as the only billionaire.
One of the scariest thing for me is there's a $166 billion shortfall in the California public employee retirement system. And there are ways to generate revenue, which Chamath Palihapitiya has talked about, rather than a wealth tax, like tax and carried interest is one issue, or tax on like margin. That would be the use of margin loans, but they won't do that. Can I add one more thing real quick? Because I just read this. The UK is losing 45 taxpaying millionaires every day.
Every day, 45 millionaires.
Yes, 45
like Bernie
millionaires
Sanders.
leave the country, taking jobs with them. 3,000 new welfare recipients are added every day.
You know what else is fun? If I'm worth 1.01 billion and I end the year worth 900 million, I still get taxed, and I don't get a refund if my net worth has declined below that threshold.
The 5% wealth tax?
Yep.
That's the deal with that?
Yep.
That's
No
really bad.
refund.
Real
It's
estate
wild.
brokers in Florida are partying every time they see something this so stupid. They are just such doofuses in these states. And you know what? All they have to do is lower taxes, and they would attract the billionaires over there and raise more of a tax base. Amazing to watch.
Gets Gary's mantra. Okay, Taylor,
Yes.
you're watching something in the market.
Quickly, Gary did this for you. We talk about pre-earnings, pre-revenue company. Oklo, this one, talk to me, up 9%. Last year, the stock was up 238%. They have a deal with Meta to create a nuclear power. How do you wrap your brain around pre-revenue, pre-earnings, but a stock that's on the tear for hope in the future?
Well, this is one of my poster childs, because at the highs, it was trading like a $25 billion market cap with no sales, and I still think it's around 15, 16. But If these companies grow and have monstrous sales, eventually good. But the problem is, if they still end up with no sales and we go into a bear market, all those stocks drop 90%. It doesn't matter what they do, what they sell, how hot something is. But this is some pretty big news and could be meaningful.